Welcome back to another episode of the Whatever Buddy podcast. Episode 117 of the WPP is here and ready to go. On today's episode, Jonny gives Ryan a hard time because they never speak outside of the podcast. Is Kiss back? Do you guys remember the Kiss grunge era? Lots of music talk today and other topics, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. So with no further ado, Ryan and Jonny. Hello, everybody.
Alrighty.
Welcome back to another episode of the Whatever Buddy podcast, episode 117.
Hello.
Is here and upon us.
Hello.
And I got Ryan Harris.
That's me. Hey.
That's him. And then, you know, we had a miracle happen. We actually talked in between podcasts.
I want to bring that up. I'm really glad you brought that up.
Yeah, it's kind of great. I initiated, of course.
Oh, we had a different experience.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, we had a different experience.
I think so.
So my side of the story is I send Jonny a text and say, hey, podcast, you know, and he replies with, there it is.
Right. Because you remember what I said to you 3 days prior to that.
So I read, there it is. And and my obvious confusion goes, and you go, there it is.
And what there it is meant is the only time I ever hear from Ryan Harris is, what day you want to do the pod?
Yeah. And did you ever have that reaction where like a day later you go, oh, I should have said that. And like I was kind of stumped in the moment and I got
said what? Oh, well, what was it that you?
The reply came to me later. The reply came to me later that you could call me too, asshole.
Yeah. And then I venture for you to go back in that text stream.
Okay.
To a couple of days ago.
Okay.
And I reached out to you and I was like, hey man, what's up? And we actually ended up getting on the telephone and talking. And it was at night. We had a couple of drinks. I assume you had a couple of drinks, being that you were talking to me at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Well, I answered when you called.
Right. So I did reach out to you. When was the last time you picked up the fucking phone and called me, bitch?
I don't call anybody. I text. I'm a human.
Either do I, but I did that day. So I even said to you on that phone call, we only talk.
I answered the phone. You're welcome.
Okay. Oh, God, you're welcome. Go fuck yourself, dude. You should be blessed that I'm calling you, for Christ's sakes. Listen, so you threw me off at that you threw me off at that one, asshole.
That's my job.
No,
That's what I'm here to do.
In that conversation, I said to you, it's cool we're talking because the only time we ever talk is when you hit me up saying, when are we doing the podcast? So that's why when you hit me up that day, I said, there it is.
I just read it with the utmost of sarcasm.
It was sarcastic.
And it was one of those, I'm telling you, it's one of those things that I received the information, I read, there it is. I go, and then I ask you and you explain it. And it sunk in later. My anger.
Yeah. I just came from therapy. It sounds like you should have been the one coming from therapy.
No, I'm definitely not saying I don't need it, but I'll
just say this to anybody out there who like, it's the best thing I've ever done. I love it. So if you're on the fence about doing therapy, do it.
Don't need the glasses anymore.
Wow. Gonna talk about your eyes again, huh?
No.
Hey, right now though, our glasses
I like they look like
match, though.
I should wear them though. I should wear them just for looks. Just for looks.
I need, you know what, man? The glasses that I wear, like for the everyday, like driving and stuff, they're like clear. But yeah, I thought that was cool at the time. But my reading glasses are black, and I kind of wish these were my everyday glasses because it just makes.
We'll go get another pair of everyday glasses then.
That costs money, pal.
Huh. What's the difference? Why do you have two pairs of glasses?
One's for like reading and computer stuff, and the other's for like distance and driving.
Oh, you don't have like one pair for all of it?
Well, I know because I don't want. What do they call those ones?
Bifocals.
Yeah, I don't want those. I don't want to.
You can't resign to the fact that you need them yet. You're just like still fighting.
I have two pairs. Why do I need to have my eyes give myself a headache because I got the second set of glasses on the bottom half of the top glass?
Wait, so if you're driving and you have your glasses on to see far, how do you read your like directions or whatever? How do you read your car?
I got a big screen in my car, and it's a problem. When I'm looking at my phone, I have a tough time. I can't read my phone too well without these glasses on.
I had that for a minute.
I don't know if you've ever seen my text messages, but they're huge.
Oh, you're one of those guys. You blow your text messages up.
Well, I mean, it doesn't look huge to me, but then like Felipe, he'll be like standing next to me. He'll be like, Jesus Christ, your texts are the letters are so big.
Hey, what's up? How are you doing today? It takes up 5 lines.
Yeah, and then it's like, no, it's not that bad. But I've seen that. I have a feeling cousin Wee Wee's at that level. You know,
you're in the same family.
Wee Wee's the reason I wear glasses. Did you know that?
Explain. No, he's not.
No, he is. Check this out. So I didn't realize my vision was going. And me and him went to Casa Vega one night when he was in town visiting. And I was
gotta go to that place.
You've never been to Casa Vega?
I haven't. I've driven past it 100 times.
You've never gone to Casa Vega?
You're the second or third person in like a week or two that's been like, oh, it's just a Casa Vega. I'm like, I gotta go to that place. It looks good.
Dude, it's like one of the most famous Mexican places in town.
I know.
Let's go together. Give us something to do. We never go out. Let's hang out.
All right. It's on Ventura, right?
Yeah, Ventura and Fulton. So I go there with cousin Wee Wee, and he sees me with the menu. I'm going like this to try to read the menu. He's like, dude, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm having trouble seeing the menu. And he gives me his reading glasses, and he goes, put these on. And I put them on. I was like, oh my God, I can see again. This is amazing. I didn't realize how bad my vision had gotten. They tell you this. I'll tell you, I've had perfect vision my whole entire life, never wore glasses. Yeah. Okay? Yeah. Ate lots of carrots. One of the only vegetables I eat, carrots. Lots of
That's a bullshit. Right? It's a bullshit.
What do you mean it's a bullshit? I like carrot.
No, carrots are great, but the fact that they help your eyes, I find
that's what
far-fetched. I find a far-fetched story that parents tell their kids they eat their freaking vegetables.
See, I never thought about that. I took them literally, so I effed up there. So, because I was really confused. You
never saw a rabbit with glasses, did you?
Dude,
oh, I remember that. It annoyed me as a kid.
Within a week of turning 40, no lie, my fucking vision went, dude, straight up. They weren't joking. Yeah.
Wow.
And you know how I ended up wearing glasses? Guess who got me to think that maybe I should be wearing glasses when I drive at night?
Well, Wee Wee, based on what you just said.
No. Wee Wee got me with the reading glasses.
You said it's Wee Wee's fault that you're wearing glasses.
No, that's not what I said. I said Wee Wee is the reason I wear glasses.
Okay. I'm coming at you today. I'm gonna back up a little bit.
Can I ask you what's different than any other day?
Not much.
Exactly. So let's move on. With that being said, the other person who brought it to my attention that maybe I might need glasses, and it's not that he said that, it made me get tested for it, was one night we got done a Warner Drive rehearsal, and I was on the phone with Sundoggy.
Sundog.
I was like, Sundoggy.
What up, buddy?
What up, buddy? Buddy, big dog. What do I call him?
I can do it for an hour.
I know.
It's just fun.
We're going to have to let him know we did a sunny segment. So I'm on the phone with him on the way home from rehearsal, and I'm like, dude, the brake lights in front of me are coning out like crazy.
Coning out? Oh, like flare, like
flaring out. Yeah. Like a cone, like coming out like. And he's like, oh, dude, man, maybe you need glasses. And then it made me think of Candace. She always wore glasses on the at nighttime if she had to drive on the road. So I got tested, and yeah, I needed to wear them.
So my vision was bad real young. I was like 14 when I got contacts, and I got contacts because I refused to wear glasses, and like I couldn't read in school. You know, I couldn't see the board. So my mom was like, okay, I see what's going on here. I'm gonna get him contacts. So I got contacts. So like.
Am I being too vulnerable when I say that something about wearing glasses makes me feel insecure?
No, I could follow up on this. Okay. I wore contacts from 14 until I got LASIK in 2021. And before you get LASIK, like contacts, the way that they work is they mold the shape of your cornea that it's not doing on its own to focus your vision.
Do you feel contacts when they're in your eyes?
I didn't. I never had a problem with them. I've met people that contacts were an absolute nightmare for.
I can't even put eye drops in my eyes. I couldn't imagine putting a contact in it.
Well, you get used to it. Anyways, my point was that 2 weeks before LASIK and that whole like, are you a candidate process, you can't wear contacts because they have to see the natural shape of your cornea. Like they'll do a bad job if you wear contacts. So I had to wear glasses for 2 weeks, and it was that feeling that you just said, like, you're insecure. I'd be driving, and it's like, if I was away from home, if anything happens to these right now, I'm unable to get home. Like I couldn't drive without.
Dude, I think about that all the time. Like if like my glasses are all jankety and shit.
I'm straight up wearing these just for looks right now. Just for looks. Don't even need them, baby. Love it.
Fuck off. It's not fair. I need them. And mine are all crooked because I fall asleep with them on, and they're all bent and shit.
Yeah.
But I like these black ones. These don't make me feel so self-conscious. It's the other ones. And the other ones, you know what sucks about having clear glasses that I never thought about until after I got them?
You feel self-conscious of what they look like.
Well, I just, all of a sudden, I'm being very honest here. It just, I don't know. I just, if I'm going out at night to a bar, I would rather not wear them and not see than wear them and see, because I just feel like I look better without them on.
I get it. I do get it.
I like these black ones because they kind of make me look a little sophisticated, which we all know is bullshit. But,
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, weird. So, yeah, Johnny,
I am pretty vulnerable. Let's be honest, though. I'm handsome, dude. I'm handsome. I'm a handsome man. Yep. And the glasses might be an unfair advantage. I might have to take these off just to kind of level the playing field with.
Oh, what? Just to show me you can see without glasses and I can't?
Dude, I am done. I'm not telling any vision joke. Hey, information received. Karma is not coming after my eyeballs again. I told all the jokes. Oh, I'll wear an eye patch. I don't care. An eye patch is right on brand. Well, that was funny. That was funny until it wasn't. God, dude.
I can't see.
I'm still going through it. I went to a doctor's appointment yesterday. Had a full-blown anxiety attack going there. Haven't had one of those in a while. I can imagine
that. You're lucky. I get them all the time. I'd imagine the anxiety for that, because every time you've gone there in recent history, you've left there with bad news.
Yeah.
So what makes you think you're going to go there this time and leave there with good news?
And here I am on the 134 and like bumper to bumper traffic, and I go, oh, I know this feeling. Kind of creeps up on
Where's
you.
your eye doctor at?
This particular one was in Glendale. I'm going to 2 separate ones now. I have 2 things going on. But you don't want to talk about it. Neither do I. It's okay. I'm talking about the anxiety that hit me yesterday, and
it's not that I don't want to talk about it. I wonder if the listeners that we do have, I wonder if they want to hear us talk about this stuff. I'm just enjoying having a conversation with you.
It's life, baby. Life on life's terms, baby. What are you going to do? We can talk about music. I got a bunch of music topics.
Well, we're getting to that. But real
Kiss
quick,
ain't done yet. Kiss is coming back for another show.
Hold on a second.
Okay.
Hold on one second. I want to talk about my doctor experience that I never had. We have terrible health care here in America for those listening outside of America.
Oh, yeah. We're a joke.
Our system is definitely broken. And I've got the cheapest insurance that you can get. Okay?
Yeah.
They assign me a doctor, and I'm like, it's too intimidating to get the list that they have, to go through the doctors and like take the time to like go through all that. So I just go with the doctor they recommend. I go to my appointment, which takes 6 weeks just to get an appointment. I go there. I walk in and I immediately don't like it because of the shopping center it's in. It's in Deep Van Nuys, and I'm already skeptical. But I'm like, all right, I'm not going to judge this on that. Let me go inside. I go inside. The vibe just feels weird. So then I decide, because I had called them 3 different times, and out of those 3 times, I got somebody on the phone once, and 2 other times I left voicemails that never got returned. So I was already skeptical. So I decided to go, when I was waiting there and they were starting to have me fill out paperwork, before I filled out the paperwork, I decided to go on Yelp and look at the Yelp reviews. And they had 10 reviews. 9 of them were 1-star reviews. And all sorts of stuff, from being dirty to never seeing the doctor to only seeing the doctor's assistant, this, that, and the other thing. So
and
I
that
ended
was
up
the only
leaving.
one that was like in your network or whatever.
Well, that was the one that was on the card.
Yeah.
That they'd sent me. So now I'm at the point where I'm forced to have to go through this big list. It's been a month since this situation has happened. I still haven't gone through the big list because it's a huge list, and I really need a physical. That's my doctor experience. I'm not happy with the healthcare in Los Angeles at the moment.
When I had the eye surgery, I didn't have health insurance at the time.
Oh, that must have cost a fortune. Why didn't you get insurance? You just had to pay the deductible.
I tried. You can't get it here at certain times. Last summer into the fall, whatever, it wasn't.
Well, yeah, they have sign-up periods.
You have times that certain months that you have to sign up for.
It's every 6
months.
months.
Those months you can't get it.
That doesn't make any sense. What?
It's a joke of a broken
let me ask you
system. It
something,
makes
though.
no sense.
Can you figure out any logic behind why you can't sign up outside of those 2 time periods?
There's a lot of money in death and illness. And not to be insensitive, but then the CEO gets shot and everyone goes, well,
I don't think anybody.
I wouldn't do it, but I understand.
I would not do it either. But I'll say this.
I understand.
I don't think there was one broke American that felt bad for the guy.
And I'm not defending the guy, the murderer. I'm not defending a murderer, but the kid's mom died.
Did he kill him?
Yeah.
No, he killed him because his mother got bad health care or something.
Yeah. Right? She had some sort of cancer, ended up dying because the system didn't help her. Sure understand that.
I mean, you don't go killing people for that.
No. Again, not defending it, but
I don't feel bad for the guy who got shot.
Go to the YouTubes. Here's my reaction. Yeah. Awkward topic. Moving on.
Let's move on to music.
Yeah.
I think that's why people tune in. I'm starting to learn that
was a powerful intro we just did there. That was off the cuff, baby.
That was off the cuff. Deep. Going deep. I do believe that people probably enjoy when we talk about music the most. And I've been thinking about this.
We're better at it.
Well, that's all we know about. It's like the only thing that we can logically.
Yourself. I'm well-rounded.
That's true. You know what else you're really good at?
Yeah. What else am I good at?
Picking on me.
I'm really good at that. Yeah.
You are really good at that.
I'm good at dishing it out, and I'm bad at taking it.
So am I. I'm fair. Dude, that's the funny thing about, like, I won't speak for all Philadelphians, but I'll speak for myself being from Philadelphia. I'll throw like the F you out like it's nothing. But then if somebody sends it, if somebody sends it back, I'm like, oh, how could you say that? Mm-hmm. Oh, speaking of which, there was an episode a couple weeks ago. You were supposed to edit something out that like wasn't cool. And every now and again you do this. I don't know if you do this to spite my ass or something, but you're like, I'm leaving it. And I'm like, he left it. Couldn't tell you what it was.
In my defense, I might have thought it was funny.
At my expense, of course.
Well, look, dude. Two things here. One, you're an adult and you should know how to filter yourself at all times.
Hold on.
Regardless of the edit.
You're
an adult and you shouldn't rely on me to edit out your BS.
You're wrong already. You use the word adult.
I am wrong. You're not an adult.
Exactly.
My apologies.
You're
a child. You're a man-child
Yes.
that should know how to not say things that you don't want out into the world. Number two, this will never be a live podcast, not because of me, because of you.
I just want to call you an asshole.
That's fair and that's valid, and I'll leave that in. All right.
Ryan Harris, I'm an asshole. You said something about music.
Yeah, dude. I got a bunch of music topics.
Oh, wow.
I thought it's hilarious that Kiss isn't done.
So what do you mean? Is this hologram Kiss or is it Kiss Kiss?
Well, hologram Kiss is a whole thing that isn't out yet. I think they said next year. That's coming out next year.
So what is this? What are you talking about?
So they're doing a show for the 50th anniversary of maybe
70
of the band. No, 50th anniversary
a live one.
No,
that came out in 75.
Correct. Yes, it's the 50th anniversary though of when they went to that school in Terre Haute, Indiana, and all the kids painted their face, and they like.
Are they going to go back and play there?
No, they're doing it in Vegas. And it's more of a convention, dude. It's all money. I mean, good on them. Hey, they can do it.
Were you the one who told me that Gene Simmons says he makes more money playing in a solo band? Was that the one? Were you the one who told me that?
No, we had a conversation about that.
No, but so he said that. Somebody told me recently that Gene Simmons, I might have read it. Gene Simmons was like, I make more money doing my solo band thing because there's no production. Yeah, there's no production.
Also, dude, did you hear? I heard his tour got canceled because of low ticket sales. And then coincidentally, Kiss has
you think it has something to do with nothing to do with his guitar player being a pedophile?
I don't know. Have you heard anything about that? I haven't.
No, it's been hushed. That thing has been hushed.
I know.
It has been hushed. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been looking. I haven't looked in a couple of weeks, but something tells me we're not going to find anything. That thing got hushed.
What do you mean by that? Explain it got hushed. Why? How? By who?
I don't know how. I would imagine the reason would be that guy is tied into so many different top pro musicians.
Right.
That doesn't make those musicians guilty, but with what that dude was saying, the complacency of knowing that
not know if you're around a person.
Dude, it's possible. It's possible, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, fucking A, who knows? Like, you get off stage, so many bands don't see each other till like the next morning when they wake up the bus or whatever. You don't know what happens. But I think it's been hushed because, I mean, like Gene Simmons, dude, the name is still there, but the picture's gone, which is weird.
The name is still there, but the picture's
like if you look
gone.
up Gene Simmons solo band, the last time I looked, and I haven't looked in 2 weeks, maybe they've taken the name down.
His guitar player's
name is no, his guitar player's name is there, but the picture is gone. But there's a picture for everybody else. And you're telling me you're not going to find a picture of that guy? That guy's all over the internet. He's been around forever. Lies about his age. He says he's 51. He says he's 51, and if he took guitar lessons from Randy Rhoads died in 82. That means the guy must have taken lessons from Randy Rhoads when he was like 6 or 7.
Yeah.
So It's funny when people
incriminate themselves with that kind of stuff.
Idiot.
Is it hushed because it's being investigated and everybody's maintaining their silence because of that? Or is it hushed because everybody's like, oh, well, we're just going to not comment on bro because I'm connected to him.
Right. But okay, in fairness, just to play devil's advocate, when O.J. Simpson, before he got arrested, he was a suspect and he was being investigated, but we still all heard about it. You know what I mean? When Ron Jeremy got arrested and was being accused of certain things, well, I guess, the Ron Jeremy thing, we didn't hear about it.
I can't believe I never heard about that until you told me
which is crazy.
Ago. I was like, holy crap.
That's crazy. But we all kind of knew that guy was slimy just because we'd see him at the Rainbow all the time. So like when we heard the news of him doing that, it wasn't like a shock. What is the shock is if this scumbag is texting 12-year-olds. That is shocking. And what's shocking is...
It happens, dude.
What do you mean it happens?
I think it happens more than humans can accept.
Adults texting with 12-year-olds?
Pedophilia is a thing.
Well, they do say 1 out of every 8 children get violated or something. I just learned that stat recently, which is disgusting.
Yes.
Disgusting.
Yeah. It's a really, really, really gross topic.
The messed up part about everything is that none of these said guys that were mentioned in this article ever came out and said, I knew nothing about it.
Yeah. Which raises all the skepticism. It's like if
how could it not? Like,
especially if you have a platform and a voice to defend yourself and say, I didn't know this was going on. I condemn it. Not that it matters though, but maybe some of he hasn't played with all those people recently.
No, and it's what's really sad in a weird way.
Like if you knew somebody 15 years ago and they were a scumbag, like why would you acknowledge it today?
Well, because it's coming to light and your name's connected to it.
Yeah.
What's sad is this kind of like made me feel like, wow, that's weird. I don't even know how to describe the emotion it gave me. But when I Googled that guy, not so long ago, the dude beat some rare case of leukemia. And it was a big deal in the music community. There's all sorts of articles about it. And so it's kind of weird. Here's a guy 5-6 years ago is getting all this complete love for this leukemia situation. And then 5 years later, I mean, comes out of it. I mean, it's like Bill Cosby, You grow up watching the Cosbys, and then you find out he's a fucking pedophile who's like drugging girls and doing weird shit.
You just mentioned OJ, it's like...
Yeah. It's like you learn this stuff about people.
Good in one lane of life doesn't necessarily mean you got.
Well, hey, he took lessons from Randy Rhoads, so it's all okay.
That's pretty rad.
That is fucking. He did. Maybe he took lessons from Randy Rhoads. I don't doubt that, but I doubt your age. You're lying, motherfucker. And I'm calling you motherfucker.
Me?
Because him. That guy.
Oh, you're speaking directly now. You're going directly to the source right now.
And I'm looking at you right in the eyes and saying, if you are a pedophile, like they say you are a scumbag of the earth, bitch.
Yeah. You tell him. We condemn you, fella.
So back to the Kiss show. We got sidetracked.
We did get sidetracked. Well, I mean, it's on topic. It's Gene's guitar player that we were just talking about. I don't think we set that up very good, but whatever, it is what it is. Gene's guitar player, and then all of a sudden, ticket sales are down. So Gene cancels his tour.
That's how it got set up because you said
and
ticket
then
sales
after that, Kiss is announcing they're doing this 50th anniversary celebration show, which is more of a convention.
Where at the Sphere?
No, it's at some hotel casino. I forget which one. Let me look. That's a question I'm going to answer right now.
While you're at it, look up Gene Simmons solo band and see what comes up.
I don't want to do that, Johnny. It's at the Virgin Hotels, Las Vegas.
Was that what the Hard Rock? Dude, it's so funny.
This place has changed names so often.
The AI, yeah, dude, he's still listed there. I'm amazed that Gene did not get rid of him solely on the bad publicity on that.
Devil's Advocate is one guy granted with a big platform. Falling in Reverse is a huge band, and the singer is outspoken. But do you think Gene Simmons even thinks he needs to reply to that? I think he probably thinks
reply
whatever.
to it, no. Be associated with it, yeah.
Yeah.
Gene Simmons being the businessman that he is, I find it really fascinating that he did not get rid of that guy the second that is even a possibility.
Well, how do you know that he didn't? He canceled his tour.
Well, maybe. He's still listed.
I do believe the ticket sale thing, though, because he could get another guitar player.
What size venues were they playing?
Yeah, let's just Google all the shits.
Relax, man. An extra 5 minutes of your time ain't gonna mess your day up, brah.
I mean, so there's still dates. Look, I heard it was canceled. He has dates up online. We'll see, but he's doing
casino
halls.
shows.
There are theaters and halls.
Casinos.
There's one amphitheater. I'm trying to look for a place that I recognize so I could kind of have a get that he's doing Sturgis.
Gene Simmons isn't having a problem.
Maybe he didn't cancel the tour then because
he's not having problems selling tickets. It's Gene Simmons.
Well, then I read a bogus article, and he has a thing on his website where people could pay $12,000 to be his roadie for a day.
No, I saw that. Actually,
but you
recently. You get a guitar.
Yeah, honestly,
it's not his roadie. It's not his roadie. It's personal assistant.
It's like you spend the whole day with him.
Yeah, working for him, and you're paying $12,000. What a genius idea! I need somebody to be my.
I guarantee he'll sell every single one of those.
I need a gopher every day. I need a gopher every day. Yeah. I'm gonna get them to pay me $12,000 to be my gopher every day,
and I'll give him a guitar.
What a genius! One that he got for free that I'm sure.
Yeah. I can't hate on it, man. I love it.
At this point, I just laugh at it. I'm not the same Kiss fan I once was. They lost me at a period of time.
Dude, I mean, this convention that they're doing,
But you know what book I'm almost finished? Speaking of Kiss, I've read this book a couple times. It's a fascinating book to read. I read it for the first time.
Book that I lent to you and you had for 2 years.
I gave it back to you though.
Yeah, you did.
Kiss and Sell, it's called. C.K. Lent wrote the book, and he was their financial guy on the road. He traveled with Kiss during the late 70s into the 80s as their business manager on the road, the guy who settled all their shows and all that other stuff, settled the money. It is so fascinating because you just see a real behind-the-scenes look that isn't a Kiss member telling it. It's a guy who traveled with them for years, who wore a suit every day backstage, collecting their money. Fascinating. I'm almost finished it for the 4th time or 5th time or something.
And this convention, they have packages on their website: 3-night stay at Virgin Hotel Las Vegas, Unmasked Electric Show with Paul and Gene, special guests like Bruce Kulick. They haven't mentioned anything about like Tommy Thayer or Eric Singer, so it's very, very convention vibes. Q&A with the members of Kiss and Doc McGee, Bruce Kulick show. There's 10 or more packages here that you can get through their website.
But how much are these packages?
Well, that's the thing. You have to like click on it to.
Oh, and put your email in.
Yeah, Kiss Army, and they'll send you your when you can. You know how they have those like, wow, words are hard sometimes.
I have no idea what you're talking about right now.
Tickets aren't on sale for everyone yet. So if you're a Kiss VIP member, you can get that information, which I am not.
So they're playing, when is this? How many shows? One? Is Kiss the band playing?
Gene and Paul are playing. Bruce Kulick's playing. They say special guests are playing. So it's very.
So it's going to be like that convention I went to back
vibes.
In the day when Huey got to sing Cold Gin with him, which was awesome.
November 14 through 16.
I'll be in Spain.
We'll see. We'll see what my availability is, and we'll see what my bank account is, and we'll see if I feel like going. I want to go to the Wiltern Saturday. You want to go to the Wiltern Saturday?
Why? Who's playing?
The Stereophonics. You ever hear of the Stereophonics? They're from the UK. They're awesome.
The Wiltern School, I've played there twice. I've never been to the Fonda. I've also never been to that other one.
El Rey?
El Rey, yeah. I haven't been to the El Rey or the Fonda.
El Rey is kind of by the Wiltern, is it not? El Rey's right down Sunset.
El Rey's on Wilshire.
Oh, I'm thinking of the Palladium. My bad.
Palladium's on Sunset. I've been to the Palladium. I've seen Tenacious D and Ween at the Palladium.
Together?
No.
Oh,
that's
a fun show.
Cool.
That was fun show.
That was great. I haven't been to the Hollywood Bowl either.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know why I just said really. Reminded me of our German driver. Remember that Tim?
Yeah, Tim. Yeah.
Dude, the Hollywood Bowl is bar none my favorite place to see music.
I've never been there. I saw Spinal Tap in the front row at the Greek Theater though, and Jamie Lee Curtis was sitting right behind me.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. What other music stuff have you got? You said you had a whole bunch.
So did you? Let's try that again. So Black Sabbath is doing their final show. Why are you laughing at me?
These are funny.
Thanks, man. I wasn't even trying to be. And
it's kind of
It's very.
Sad.
It's
going to be a sad. It's going to be a. He's going to be
living legend.
I'm glad he's going to have a show.
Watching your heroes get old, but like a thing that I found funny, he's going to be sitting in that. Remember the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? He was sitting in that throne, so he's good when he's sitting. Like he can still sing. He just has trouble standing, I guess, or getting around. And Zach Wilde or somebody said, or I don't know if this is concept or what they're like. He said the throne's going to fly. It's going to be a flying throne.
That's fucking awesome. Didn't that thing sell out in like 4 minutes or something? It's a hell of a lineup.
Wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, the lineup, dude. Metallica, Slayer, Pantera, Hailstorm, Alice in Chains, Lamb of God, Anthrax, Mastodon, Gojira.
And it's Ozzy solo and Black Sabbath, right?
No, that's interesting. That's fun. Oh, that's amazing.
Can't you look it up?
This is our podcast. We come unprepared and then you make me live search it. I don't want to live search it, but I want to know the answer to that.
Killer.
Black Sabbath.
Last show. Who's playing?
Last
I thought you were the only reason I asked you that was because it looked like you were reading a list of bands.
Yeah, but I don't have an extensive list of answers per the questions that I don't know you're going to ask. Wait a second. Talk.
You actually made that list on your own?
Yeah, I write notes out, man. You think I come here unprepared? Somebody's got to have shit to say. You don't. If it were up to you, would just talk about yum-yums all day and the guy that creeped you out going into the parking lot.
Which we haven't even talked about yet. Could have used Harris today in his kung fu skills, but he left me hanging.
Wait, hold on. I'm getting your answer, and then we can. You have to clarify that.
Yeah.
Back to the beginning. Final show, July 5th. Yeah, Black Sabbath and Ozzy Osbourne. Amazing. God, I want to go to that.
Man, the stamina Ozzy's going to need for that.
I've never seen Ozzy solo. I've seen Black Sabbath.
I saw Ozzy on the Ultimate Sin tour.
I would love to see Ozzy with Zakk Wylde. Zakk Wylde is a beast.
Well, am I about to blow your mind right now? Who the opener was? It was Metallica, Master of Puppets, with Cliff Burton, 6 months before he died.
That's a show. That's that's two bands in their prime.
In their prime. And I remember specifically a lot of things about that day. It's really weird. It's very, very, very interesting. So we built a half pipe in Chad's backyard when we were kids. And man, we screwed up. We made the vert way too verty. It was very hard to drop in. On that day, we had to take the ramp down. His mom was like, get this fucking thing out of my backyard. So we're taking the ramp down, and Huey, God rest his soul, stepped on a nail. And he had to go to the hospital to get a tetanus shot. Huey had the tickets to the show. So we were freaking out because like, oh my God, Huey's at the hospital. We're not going to be able to go to the show. We got lucky though, because the show started later that day because the Philadelphia 76ers had a playoff game. And they pushed the show back from starting at 7:30. It actually started at 9 o'clock, which is weird.
Late.
Yeah, it's weird. But something like it was like 9 o'clock. It started late. But Metallica on the Master of Puppet tour, their props were the white crosses. They didn't use them that day to save time.
That's a show to see, dude.
You know what else I saw live that's dead now? Kurt Cobain.
Oh, you saw Nirvana?
I saw him on the In Utero tour. I just remember being so disappointed.
Why?
Yeah. First, it was in a bad place that had bad sound. But they were boring as shit.
Yeah.
You know, like I grew up liking bands that I wasn't a big fan of the grunge era, man. I listened to music
there's some good.
There's a lot of great stuff, dude. I'm not saying there's not. Okay, there's a lot of good music, and now going back and listening to it, it doesn't irk me like it did when I was a young man. I grew up liking bands like Motley Crue and stuff, bands that had fun, and all of a sudden it got real serious. And everybody was serious. It was like, why is everyone so serious? I don't listen to music to be serious. I listen to music and I play music to forget about my problems and have a good time. And that's why I'm not a fan of bands like Tool and stuff.
Well, that was the whole motivation behind the genre.
Well, I know. I just,
These bands are saying this is ridiculous.
Well, you know what's unfortunate? You see a lot of documentaries now with those older glam rock bands. It was just sort of like one day they were on top of the world, and the next day they were just gone. And
I saw kind of the gig though for
no, you know, I saw an interview with
give an example.
Well, yeah, Eddie Trunk was saying in all of his time in the music industry, he's never seen a genre get so annexed like that. It's never happened before. Like when the 80s hit. And they went from, maybe it happened to disco. I could see how it might have happened with disco because disco looked like it just disappeared. But in the rock world, that's never happened before.
So my reaction to that is because go back and listen to a lot of that, and it's crap. Absolute garbage.
Agreed.
Absolute garbage.
Agreed. And it was a new generation of younger, pissed off people like me.
And some of those bands are coming back now because there's sort of like a resurgence of.
It's what happens all the time.
Which is cool. So
it's great. Thank God. Gives people like my band and your band a shot because if our bands would have come out in the 90s, we wouldn't have probably been good.
Would be in a different lot right now, buddy.
Oh yeah. And I still have PTSD.
I had a good record. I had a good record deal though. Our record deal was like on the butt tail end of when you could still get a record deal and keep your, what's the word I'm looking for? Soul.
Yeah. Like those bands, even if they weren't the biggest band in the world anymore, they went from having a career to no career at all. The only band that did, there was a couple of them that survived through that. And one of them was Bon Jovi. Bon Jovi somehow was not affected at all.
Oh, they have
by
good
that
music.
90s things.
Arguably, I don't care for it, but I acknowledge that their songs are good.
No, I love Bon Jovi. I think what Bon Jovi did was he matured with his fans. His fans got older, and then he started writing music that appealed to the people that liked him in the first place.
He's a great writer.
Great writer. But then you had bands like Motley Crue who went and did the Motley Crue album with John Corabi in the middle of the 90s. And like, man, I go back every few months to try to give that one a fucking shot, and I just can't get down with it. There's some good songs here and there. I like the song Hooligan's Holiday, but all the songs are mid-tempo. They were trying to be a grunge band. They were trying to fit into the times, and it wasn't working.
Yeah, several of those bands did that. Kiss did it too. Kiss put out Carnival of Souls. They tried to do a grunge album, and it bombed.
Well, what's crazy is they did Revenge, which was kind of like their own version of a grunge album, and it was one of their best albums ever.
Revenge was not a grunge album.
No, it wasn't. But for Kiss, I think it was like the closest thing to like a dark album that they got.
Yeah, that one's good. That's my favorite Makeup Off album.
I think it's in my top 3 favorite all-time Kiss albums.
God bless Ace Frehley. Bruce Kulick plays circles around that guy.
I just read a Ace Frehley piece in that book I was telling you about this morning. I was just reading it. Ace Frehley, when they all became millionaires. Two funny stories. First, Peter Criss insisted there was a book on Wall Street that he could go sign his name in now that he became a millionaire. That apparently that he thought there was a book that existed on Wall Street that when you become a millionaire, you go and sign this book into the new Millionaire Club.
Why would you want people to know that?
And this dude had to actively try to hunt down this thing that Peter wanted to do, which did not exist. And the other thing I read about Ace was Ace built this house and needed this recording studio, and he built it 20 feet underground. So like he came into this crazy suburban neighborhood and just started like the holes and all this other crazy shit. Those guys wasted so much money back in the day.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. If I ever came across that kind of money, even if it was like the kind of money like Kardashian money, I still don't see the point in having all of these things that people have. Like, I would solely want all that money so that when I get sick, I can get the absolute best health care right away. That's the only reason I want money. And that I don't have to worry about money. And on that note, that's a good closing right there.
Yeah, I think we're done. We're done.
Everybody, thank you for joining us on another episode 117 of the Whatever Buddy podcast, the WBP. Remember to like, subscribe, and report, ring the bell, all that other good stuff. Leave a comment, talk about the glasses. Do you like the glasses? Do we not like the glasses? Let us know down below. With that being said, you all have a great time. We'll see you in a couple of weeks. We out.
Whatever, buddy.